Hello, YouTube. I decided to get started a little bit early on answering your questions. I don't know, I think I pulled 40 or so from the few hundred questions that I got. I'm going to start cracking through them. I'm sure I'll mix in other videos as well. All right, let's go with the question. First of all, thank you, Ben, for sharing so freely your knowledge and experience with us. You're very welcome, sir, by the way. All right, for a training question, please comment about going fast in training to the point of failure versus the speed you need to do it in an actual match. Good question. Now, this is not just for competitive shooting, but a lot of types of shooting, a lot of different goals or end states that you're looking for. This would apply. Now, first, the basic training strategy that I advocate is having people shoot uncomfortably fast. Most of the time, probably like 80% of the time in my training, like I'm trying to go faster than I'm currently going, or I'm shooting, going faster in a more specific way, like shooting with less confirmation from the sights. Most of the time, I'm doing that. Now, this is a change from, I think, what a lot of people have done in the past. Probably most kind of institutional type of training is not going to be that way. Typically, there's not really a big time limit, and then you'll have guys, shoot accurately to whatever the standard is, and then once they can do that, you're like, all right, go a little bit faster, and have them they shoot to where they're accurate, and like, okay, go a little bit faster. Now, what I found with that type of training, and this was true for me, like as an individual and a lot of other people, because I started with doing that. Um, you'll start going faster, and then not getting the result you want. But I noticed what I was actually doing would change when I like went faster. Pretty good example is like people tend to change the way that they pull the trigger as you have them go faster. Where people that press it, people that press very carefully, they hit the center of the target every time, but they're slow. Then you're like, all right, go faster. And now they're pressing the trigger completely differently and putting input on the gun and moving it right off target. Like they're actually changing technique. So they'll like, all right, they'll try to go a little faster. They change their technique sort of unknowingly, and then they start getting a result they don't like, and they're like, oh man, I got to slow down. And then their answer becomes, oh, I should slow down and get my hits. That's what I should do. And like I said, like falling into that is it doesn't do anything for you. I find that people just stagnate in terms of development once they fall into the mentality of like, oh man, I got to slow down and get my hits. So what I like is something different. You could call it experiential learning. Pranka calls it like the inductive approach. I'd call it my training is like, hey, I'm going to shoot at the speed that I want in a match. Or for the defensive minded people or people that shoot for their job, is like, no, I'm going to shoot at the speed of a real engagement, not at the speed that I'm capable of shooting like right now, but at the speed that it actually is going to go down. Uh, Having people shoot at that pace and then allowing for mistakes. Right. Obviously, you're not going to shoot as good when you're pushing like that. But you give people some room. Like, yep, you're allowed to make mistakes. What I want is that you can see and articulate what the hell is happening. Like the idea is to build your awareness as you're training. It's not so much to get you the outcome or get you the result. Like I'm not trying to shoot X drill in X time, and put it on Instagram and be like, look how good I am. No, I'm trying to get something out of the drill as far as, some technical points for me to work on. So as I'm shooting aggressively, again, that's what I'm trying to do. It's like, hey, this is breaking down. What's breaking down and how do I fix it? Let me give you a specific example. Let's say we've got, two targets set out here, and all right, we're shooting them really aggressively. Draw, shoot, 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 like that kind of a thing. If you're shooting them in the middle, shooting A zone hits, whatever, I'd say, all right, go faster. Let's see what happens. Then you start going faster, and now the hits aren't as good. Now they're not as good. Let's say on the second target, we've got a lot of hits getting off of this direction, off the center, and I'm transitioning over there, and the hits are going in this direction. that would give me a clue like, oh, hey, maybe I'm driving the gun over there too hard. Like I'm actually pushing the gun past my intended aim point. This might be coming from tension in the shoulders. Maybe I'm following the sight as I go over there. Like my training session would be shoot the drill, okay? Shoot the drill faster. Okay, now I'm not getting quite the result I want, and now I'm going to continue training and try to observe what I think is actually happening. This is the main idea, right? This is like most of my time practicing. I'm going to go out and it's going to be in that type of format where it's like shoot it cold and just shoot it properly, shoot it cold, see kind of how I do. It's like okay, and then start pushing the training, and then again see what breaks down. Now, the caveat to this is that you notice I'm looking for like specific technical points that I'm trying to change. What I'm not just doing is spraying bullets at stuff. That's one thing that people get confused and we're like, all right, hey man, go faster. Then they might just stop aiming entirely, like throwing bullets at stuff. And it's like, that's to be avoided. You shouldn't do that. You should, kind of dial it up a little bit and still try to pay attention to your mechanics and make sure all of that stuff's appropriate. I think what you find doing this style of training, this is going to get you where you want to go the fastest. If you're like, oh, hey, what does it take? Like, what does it take to shoot at this level? Like, I want to, be a grand wizard of practical shooting. So how fast should I be able to run the gun and hold the A zone at this distance or whatever, and then just start shooting at that pace, observe what happens, and try to adjust your technique so you get the outcome you want. I really do think like that type of style, the allowing for more mistakes, pushing people for speed, that style of training I do think is a lot more effective. All right, well there you go guys. Hope that answers your question.